Welcome to the Shetland Times podcast. I'm your host, Thor Holt, and before we meet today's guests, please remember the Shetland Times cross-media can create attention-earning marketing or advertising to let folk know just why they should be using your business. Now on with the show, and I trust you'll enjoy my chat with Kirsti Leask and Sanna Aitken as much as I enjoyed talking with them.
Hello.
Hello.
Yay.
How you doing?
How's it going?
Great. You guys will be, you're superstars, so you'll be used to the interviewing paparazzi stuff. Well, that's what Adam told me. Adam and Colin at the Shetland Times said, you have to speak to these guys.
Not quite.
Something like that. So, okay, I'll just do a wee sound check here. Tell me your names or something.
I'm Sanna Aitken.
And I'm Kirsti Leask.
Brilliant. That works fine. Sometimes it pushes into the red, but that didn't. Your very measured tones is good.
Well practiced.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Used to the paparazzi. Hi, so what was the reason for us speaking again? I think you guys have, apart from me being a big netball fan, obviously, you guys have been up to something recently. What's the Performance League? Can you tell me about the Performance League? Because I don't. Well, firstly, I don't really understand netball, so if you can explain netball to me in 60 seconds, that'd be great as well. But if you could explain what the Performance League is.
Okay. So the Performance League is a league that runs over a couple of months. This is the first time Netball Scotland have ever run it, and it's 4 teams of players from across Scotland who are both in the national teams and also the top-end club players, and it's to link the top-end club players to the national setup. So it involves some club players and some national players, and it's kind of to bridge the gap between playing top division in your area to the national setup, if that makes sense. Can you say it in any better words?
I think you covered it.
Yeah, it's just kind of a bridge to bridge the gap between club, like top end club level players and the national players.
Okay,
to have
great.
Sort of in between stage, so you don't just jump from club right into the national setup. It's
cool. So how did you guys end up in the Performance League then? What was the process that got you there?
Well, we both play for Shetland in the Scottish Cup, which is obviously a national competition. We play for Shetland, and we went down to play in the group stages in Edinburgh in November, and that was also doubled up as a screening process. So they had scouts that were watching and selecting players from their club, and then we got asked after that to go down and trial for the Performance League. So screened in November, and then trials were in February.
Yeah.
And then we got selected from that to play in the Performance League.
So who was it from Shetland that got selected?
It was us two and Claire Morris. She's ill today, though, unfortunately.
Okay, great. So just the 3 of you out of how many? Like how many folk play netball in Shetland? Would you say?
There is 21 teams in the league at the moment, split into 3 divisions. And then obviously we train as part of the Shetland squad. I suppose in that 21 teams, probably, if you think about
210.
Yeah, 10 people per team. That's average, roughly. And then the Shetland squad, there was 12 of us.
Yeah.
So out of that 12, us 3 got selected in the screening process in Edinburgh.
So Kirsti, what would be your advice to a young person? I'm assuming, is it all girls or do boys play netball? I don't know, in this day and age.
Well, we do have a mixed league up here, but it's a bit more social. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the girls are more competitive. Yeah, so probably girls only.
At primary level, the boys play as well. Mm-hmm. Until we can get more coaches and more boys interested, then the boys can't play in the girls' leagues. Is what the Netball Scotland rule says. So, but they're looking into it as well. It's just an area of development at the moment. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's mainly girls.
So what would your advice be to a young girl who was playing, who was looking to get to where you guys have got to in terms of the netball? What would be your secret? It's not just luck, is it?
No, definitely not just luck. It does take a lot of hard work. I mean, I started playing in the senior league up here in Shetland when I was 14, and I've obviously had time away in Edinburgh playing at uni, so it's taken a long time. But I suppose there's pathways now that were different from when I was performing, so the pathways are clearer for juniors now to actually go and play a little bit more in terms of Scottish setup. But in terms of my advice is keep playing, because I'm in my 30s now and this is happening now, so it just shows you that hard work does pay off.
And I would say you don't always have to be at the top end of the players to get to this stage. Like when I was at university, I never played for the firsts. I was never selected for the top team all the way through uni. I only ever played for the seconds, which I was disappointed at the time because I hadn't made the top team. But it just goes to show that you don't need to be a high flyer the whole way through to have opportunities in the future. So I just loved netball and kept playing anyway, and managed to get into this time around. But
I think, I would say the same. Netball is a game where experience is really important. So the more you play and the older you get, sometimes the more tactical and more aware you become. So I suppose you've got the element of youth where people are fit, they're dedicated, they've got time, but then still you learn so much as you get older in this sport as well.
I was going to say time and dedication. Sanna, you were saying that you never got in the first team at university, is that right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking maybe that's because you were studying so hard, in case your parents listen to this. No, it's interesting that you would say there, Kirsti, about being more tactical and becoming more tactical as you get older. That's interesting. I haven't heard that before.
Yeah.
Are you...
It's because you're not as maybe fit and able.
Yeah, so you have to be.
Doing a bit more.
Are you a PE teacher? Is that right,
yeah.
Kirsti?
We both trained as PE teachers at Edinburgh Uni, at the same uni, but I work as a PE teacher and Sanna works at Active School, so we both probably had quite a lot of influence in juniors coming up through in netball, just with our sporting background and our qualification.
Our enthusiasm.
Yeah. So I'm a PE teacher. So
superb. I have some scary memories of PE teachers at Anderson, but I was way before your time, obviously, as I'm well into my 40s. What else was I going to ask you about? Oh yeah, well, so what? Adam was actually wanting me to ask you this. What do you feel the challenges are of competing at the high level that you guys do? I keep saying you guys. Obviously, you're not guys. You know, I'm just using that term kind of interchangeably. What are the challenges of competing at a high level like you do, but living in Shetland?
Yeah, well, the obvious one, being on a tiny island in the middle of the North Sea, does cause its issues with travel, cost of travel, time of travel. We were away 6-7 weekends in a row, away for Saturday and Sunday. So it's a lot of time dedication, and that was just for a match in netball. If you think about it, you're away for 2 whole days for 1 hour in netball. Mm-hmm. It's quite a commitment to make sure that you make the effort to get down there. But that's just the way it is. You just have to accept that and get on with it, or else things would never develop up here. So you have to take the opportunities that you're given on the mainland and just get over it and just make the time to do it.
I suppose that we thought it was really important as well, since we'd been selected to do this. We had to commit and actually show, like Netball Scotland, that we were willing to travel and we were willing to be a part of it. So we didn't get overlooked because of our distance away from the Central Belt. We wanted to be part of that, and we want others that are coming up through to be part of that as well.
Mm-hmm. And the cost as well of travel obviously is a big issue, but for this performance league we were really lucky. We got sponsorship from Geoffrey Hay at Venture Chiropractic. We got sponsorship from Ocean Kinetics. We got sponsorship from Loganair. And the Shetland Ladies Netball Association subsidised us too. So we did get a lot of help this time round. But again, that was just 3 of us. So if there was a team travelling away, it obviously takes a bit more hunting around for a good bit more sponsorship to help us get down. But this time we were really lucky with the support that we received. So that wasn't so much a barrier this time.
Superb. And you just got your sponsors a mention on the podcast as well. So that's good. You just slipped it in organically. You should be a radio presenter. So any thoughts on the Island Games coming up on the 30th of June? Is that something you're looking forward to, or
Well,
any
netball the Island Games.
Say again, sorry? Is it not
Netball.
part of it?
No.
What? Why not?
I know. So no, it's not. It's not a particularly widely played sport, netball, to be honest, and that's the main reason why it doesn't get in the Island Games. But that's another thing to possibly work towards if it's ever up here again, because the host island do get a small selection that they can choose. They can choose which sports. I think is there 15 like core sports, and then 5 that the island that hosts it can pick. But last time they never picked it either. So
have they got athletics? Like, how many people do the high jump and the pole vault compared to the number of folk playing netball? I can't believe that.
Yeah, I did look into it as well. I looked into the judo, and there was 5 islands that played judo, and I started counting. I thought Shetland, Orkney, Isle of Man, Isle of Wight, Guernsey, Jersey, and I thought, well, already we should be in it. But,
so maybe you guys could put together some kind of protest group to go there.
Yeah. Stand outside. Yeah, but that's something to strive towards. I
would like to see it in the Island Games in the future.
Yeah,
it would be good.
So, although we're looking forward to the Island Games, none of us are in it.
No, we get the summer off.
Yeah.
That was a question Adam gave me. That was a duff question, because I should have looked that up. I assumed you guys must be in the Island Games before he was asking me that. Maybe he just wanted to stir some trouble. That's a newspaperman's job.
I was in it last year with the triathlon. That's what he's probably, because he interviewed me last year for that. But okay. I'm not doing it this year because I was netballing. I was netballing instead, so I didn't have time.
This might seem a cheeky question. It's not meant to. But do you guys have like your own families and stuff in terms of this commitment to be away all the time? Like, I don't know if you have children or other commitments.
I have a daughter. She's just turned 11. So, I would say that one of the main things about me going away was that I needed to rely on my parents quite a lot to look after her and her dad. But I suppose she's at the age now as well where she's just starting to play netball and she's keen on it. So I'm hoping that with what I've learned south, that someday I'll get a chance to.
And she came away a couple of times.
She did come away. Yeah. I'd hopefully have the chance with what I've learned to do a little bit of netball coaching with her, maybe. Mm-hmm. An annoying netballing parent.
Is it called? My wife was saying it's called a tiger mum or something when you're really pushy. Is that right? You heard that?
No.
Well, my daughter's 9 and she skis, and she's in a couple of race teams, and so there's always this fine line between being an encouraging parent and being like way pushy. Why is my kid not in the A team? Go on, sorry, what was that?
I'm definitely on the encouraging, definitely.
The PE teacher, isn't you?
Yeah.
No, I live with my partner, so I had to abandon him every weekend, but he was fine.
He does what he's told.
For himself.
If you want his opinion, you'll give it to him, as they say. So there was another thing that occurred to me. I can't remember which of you said it now, but you were talking about, like, if you want netball to get better in Shetland, then you need to commit, or you need to. It was something like that you said. It was a great line. Anyway, I'll need to find it when I'm doing the edit.
Yeah.
Can you pick up on that?
Yeah. So I think that what my point was is that if you get selected for a national team, obviously for obvious reasons, the training and the games need to be on the Scottish mainland. It just makes sense. There's no point in teams travelling up here to play on it and for a national league. So yeah, my point was just that we have to make the effort, or else we're going to get left out of things. If we got into this and didn't commit to it, then it would look bad for Shetland netball as a whole, as opposed to just us. We were kind of there representing Shetland as well as representing the team that we were in. So we did feel that, we really needed just to show that we are committed to playing at that standard wherever it is in Scotland. And we continuously work quite closely with Netball Scotland and trying to make the opportunities as fair and equal as possible for players up here. And we make progress every year. There's still a piece to go on from both ends, but we did take this opportunity just to show Netball Scotland that no matter where in Scotland you're from, we'll commit and make the effort to.
I think the commitment as well also extends to coming home and delivering to other netballers, whether it's junior, senior, just so we are like getting these new skills, new ideas, new like training ideas, and putting them forward to other players up here, filtering it through, so we can make everybody a little bit more clued up. And so we're kind of working on the same level as what people are down on the mainland. I think if we just stayed in our little box up here in Shetland, then we wouldn't be able to keep going and improve. And it shows that with what we've been doing, there has been huge improvements, like us being selected for this and the juniors doing well in all their competitions. It's all kind of has a knock-on effect. So yeah, that the commitment also extends to coaching as well. So we're busy when we're here and we're busy when we're not.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks, Sanna and Kirsti. Yeah, that makes sense. So is there any way that like youngsters coming through, like maybe they already know this and maybe it's just me that doesn't have a clue, and why would I? But how should kids who are interested first get involved? Is it through school, or are there obvious pathways for them to get involved in netball if they want to? Well, A, if they want to come and see you guys play, and B, to get involved themselves. What would you suggest they do?
Yeah, so through my work at Active Schools, we kind of work in partnership with the Shetland Junior Netball Committee in running the Primary Netball League. That's run for the last 3 years now, and so that's generally where children do start at their school. And so I email out to every primary school in Shetland asking if they want to enter a team, or if they don't have enough children for a team, because up here obviously rural schools may not have enough children to make up a team, then tell me their names and we'll get them into a team basically. So the initial word goes out, I would say, through schools, but there's also clubs. There's 5 clubs across Shetland, 6 now, I think, actually, that in their respective areas that they can get involved in, and there's different advertising about that as well, so they can go in at club level. Competition-wise, though, the Primary Netball League is kind of where it starts, and then they can go into their clubs and play for under-13s, under-15s, and then there's the Shetland district squads that train weekly as well, which is a selection of the performance level. In terms of this, like, I am on the senior netball committee, and in terms of the senior league, I would say that there's 3 divisions, so there's obviously a mixed level of ability, and you get women that have maybe not played for a number of years that come back and play, and I know that you can get in touch with the committee if you're interested in playing, and they can find you teams. There's always teams looking for players, new players, and you can be of any experience. So we're happy to have as many seniors coming back and playing netball as possible too. Yeah, and that's the kids as well. Like the clubs are for any level as well. It's when it gets to the Shetland Select that's sort of the top end ones, but there is opportunity for anybody. And you're not cliquey and scary, are you? I mean, you two seem pretty friendly, but thanks. I would say we're pretty friendly. Yeah, but one thing we are trying to extend is the lower years, younger age groups. We've not quite gotten into what the football have a set up at under 7s, under 9s. We don't have that yet. We're kind of we're probably relatively new compared with football, though. I mean, the Shetland Junior Committee started up just 12, 13 years ago. Yeah. So it's not just so we've kind of developed it from the top end, and we're kind of going down the age group. So we've started with the senior setup, and then we started with the under 15s, under 13s, then Primary Netball League, and now we're trying to look if we can get enough volunteers to try and start things up even younger. That's our kind of aim over the next few years. Yeah.
Great. And where can people, whether they're youngsters or oldies like me, where can people go to see you in action, either live or video, for example? Is there like a greatest hits Sanna and Kirsti slam dunk video compilation somewhere?
Imagine. Let's make one, Sanna.
What, there isn't one? I was going to link to that under the show. Come on now.
You could probably answer this one. The senior league's finished.
The senior league's finished for this year. It starts again in August. And it runs on Wednesday nights. We've got a few venues, so Clickamin, Sandwick and Scalawa. Just a mixture between those 3 venues. And I think all the league fixtures and scores and reports are all on the SLNA website.
And in the paper.
And in the paper each week.
So was it SLNA?
Yeah, Shetland Ladies Netball Association.
.co.uk.com?
I don't know.
You type it into Google.
Yeah, Google.
Use
Yeah.
Google. Okay.
Google.
Google it. We're friendly. Google it. We're not telling you our website. You can work it out for yourselves.
And obviously Facebook as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on Facebook too.
Is that SLNA as well for the Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you have to type in Shetland Ladies Netball Association though to
Yeah,
find
on
it on
Facebook,
Facebook because
yeah.
it ends up coming up with all sorts of weird stuff. So
Don't
Correct.
do that.
And is
Yeah.
there I mean, would there be, I was semi-serious about the videos, would there be videos of games or top?
There's actually on
on the Arcadian.
the Arcadian, there's a video of this year's inter-county match. They recorded it and streamed it live through Facebook.
Both matches. The
Yeah,
B
both
and A.
matches. So if and those were both Shetland winning matches, so
Yeah.
good matches to watch.
That's
Yeah.
really the only.
So that's it. I think that's probably the next step. I would say is maybe there will be some more live streaming going on.
It would be good.
It would be good, just so it's more
Yeah.
advertised, I suppose.
Yeah.
Don't get to see much netball on TV or anything, although it is getting better. But we could probably follow that and do a little bit more Shetland netball somewhere.
You guys could Periscope when you're away. Do you use Periscope? So for
Well,
like
no,
live stream video?
league we
Yeah,
did video.
yeah.
We did do the live Facebook. So I was videoing Kirsti's game and Kirsty was videoing my
Yeah,
game. But
so we did try.
we did do maybe 10 minutes of play
Yeah.
from each of us. But yeah, no, we've not used Periscope. But my dad says about it. He's mentioned it before. But
I was thinking
Yeah.
like if you were away like for a weekend game down in Scotland or whatever, just like a
Yeah,
2-minute
I know.
Periscope before you go on or something, like not even just in the game, but just like you guys are very personable, like just a wee message to people back home or I don't know what
Yeah.
it might be. I just
we
think that would go down well.
do take clips. I was sitting at an under-15s match in Aberdeen one time when I was down, and I took a 3-minute clip each quarter and just updated the scores. So we do try to give as much as we
Yeah.
can, but yeah, that would be much more sensible. It's just setting up a video. And
I do think that we probably need to do more of that. I've noticed that the football and the hockey, like the football is quite often live streamed, and then the hockey's been on the radio as well when they've been playing, and some live streaming too. So maybe that's something we need to do in the
a
future.
job for somebody else.
Yeah.
We'll rope somebody else.
We'll delegate that
Yeah,
one.
we'll delegate.
That's your partner, Sanna. He's looking for an excuse to come away with you on some of these trips.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Anything else you'd like to say to anybody, whether it's sponsors or fans, friends, anything else? And then we'll wrap it up.
I suppose, I don't know.
Well, yeah, thanks to the sponsors, firstly, because that would have been impossible to go away. That would have been we would have be knocking on the door of, £1,500 probably for all the trips that we were on for it, including accommodation and things like that. So that was a huge, huge help.
Name check them again. Who were all the sponsors?
Jeffrey Hay Adventure Chiropractic, Ocean Kinetics, Logan Air, and the Shetland Ladies Netball Association.
Yeah.
So that was a massive, massive weight off our shoulders in terms of being able to play for this performance league, definitely.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sanna. Thank you, Kirsti. Appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
You were good. You were a good sport.
It was
Appreciate
well.
it.
Claire, a little
Got to
shout
say,
out.
get well soon, Claire.
Yeah.
She's not well.
Poor Claire. Well, hopefully by the time this is on, she'll be well, because I might not get this edited in time for it to be on for a week or two. So hopefully she'll be well and truly well by then.
I think she's travelling away at the weekend, so she's maybe going to be sitting somewhere sunny. I don't know where she's
Yeah,
going.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think she's away on holiday, so.
Brilliant. Thanks, ladies. Lovely talking to you.
Cheers, then.
You too.
Cheers.
Bye.
Hope you enjoyed my conversation with Sanna and Kirsti. If you did, or even if you didn't, we'd appreciate a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to the podcast, because it makes a huge difference for folk that are considering listening to the show at all if they see the reviews. So please head to iTunes and leave us a review for the Shetland Times podcast. Greatly appreciated. And we'll see you next time.